All right, so we are going to be making some butter today. I have another sous chef with me. I have Colin.
Hi.
So all we need to do to make butter is we're going to be pouring some heavy cream into our bowl, and we're just going to let it go on the mixer. So I'm gonna have Colin help me. So I'm gonna put this bowl in, and quite honestly, I'm not used to using the stand mixer. I've only used it once before to make butter for Colin.
It's very easy to make butter.
It is quite easy.
In very short.
In very short time. Okay, so Colin, why don't you dump some of this heavy cream into the mixer? You just dump it in there. All right, you got it in there?
Yep.
Okay, so
It looks like
that's just a little bit.
It looks like
more.
ice cream.
Well, actually, I think this is partly how you make ice cream. You do it with like salt and stuff. All right, you love salt. Okay, I've told people that how you don't eat meat, how you don't really like meat. All you eat is what? Hot dogs,
Pepperoni,
turkey pepperoni,
bacon.
Oh, and you do like bacon, yeah. But that's the only meat that he'll eat. So, all right, why don't you pour this? We're not going to pour the whole thing. Let's pour a little bit. I'll tell you when. Keep going. Okay, so we have about half of this carton of heavy whipping cream, and this is 32 fluid ounces. So I would say about 16 fluid ounces. All right, so now we're gonna put this down and lock this guy up here. All right, Colin, do you want to plug the mixer in?
Yay, finally! I've been waiting to do this.
Okay, so I have a towel here because it tends to splatter up a little bit. So why don't we turn this on to stir? We're going to start it off slow.
Can I also tell you something before we turn it on?
Yeah.
So in one of our cookie recipes, this girl was smart and she took them out. She put a plate and poked holes through it. So when she took it, it only went on the plate.
You know what? That's actually a good way to minimize the mess, right?
So what number?
Why don't we put it on to stir? Let's start it off slow. All right.
Sorry, actually, I put it on then.
That's okay. Well, stir one, it's the same thing. So do you want to put it, so it's starting to go.
Yeah, let's make it go.
It's starting to go. Do you want to put it on 2? We'll go a little faster. All right, so now it's like kind of revving up, and it's actually pretty quick. Like I said.
I'm so sure me and Dad didn't know each other. We actually put it on 10.
A 10? Oh my goodness, that probably was going so fast.
Yeah, but it did come out of both.
Yeah, so this, I'm kind of cheap, and I never could justify spending money on a KitchenAid mixer because, quite honestly, I don't think I would use it as often to justify the cost. But I want to say my brother-in-law or my mother and father-in-law gave us this KitchenAid mixer. It's like, it's a hand-me-down, right? But it's perfect for doing the butter, and I believe, didn't you guys make cake?
We made a cake and a cupcake.
Yes, that's right. So my husband made, was it a strawberry cake or a vanilla cake?
We made a strawberry cake. We were supposed to make it red, but the frosting red, but it actually turned out pink because our red food coloring was kind of pink. And Gianna made fully pink cupcakes.
Yeah, so my husband's actually probably used this KitchenAid mixer more than I have.
Yeah,
but it's okay. You know what? Yeah, I mean, I think the more comfortable I get with using it, the more we can use it. It's just very heavy. It is very heavy, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna show you guys what this is looking like as we're kind of mixing. All right, so this is what it's looking like right now. We might be able to increase the speed a little bit. Do you want to increase the speed a little bit and see what happens? Yeah, go for it. Woo! Okay. All right, so now I'm going to cover this up, and we're just going to kind of let it go, and we'll check on it every so often.
Yep.
Next, we'll end up getting whipped cream from this. Yeah, all right. So let me cover this so it doesn't make a huge mess.
We love whipped.
All right, so it's been a couple of minutes, and this is what it's looking like. So, kind of looking like whipped cream, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think at this
lot.
point, if you had wanted to make whipped cream, you would just add, I believe it's some powdered sugar and vanilla extract, or whatever you want your whipped cream to taste like.
And it's
So
chocolate whipped cream, not chocolate.
you could have probably add cocoa powder. That's right.
Yeah, cocoa powder.
Yeah.
Or chocolate powder.
Yeah. But this is what it's looking like now. So we're gonna keep on letting it go, and eventually what will happen is that the buttermilk and the butter will separate.
Yeah.
And then I just had Colin put some ice in a basin for me so that when the butter is done. No, when the butter's done, we're gonna rinse it out. We want to make sure we get all that buttermilk out of the butter. Otherwise, it will go rancid. So it will go bad.
It's actually looking like whipped cream.
Sure is.
So if you wanted to make whipped cream, you could probably let it run for a little longer, and then you could probably turn it off and add a couple steps, and then make it spin again. So then once that's all of it's mixed in, then you could probably turn it back off, and it would probably be there on whipped cream.
All right, so a couple more minutes have passed, and this is what we're looking like. We are on a level 4, I believe.
Yeah.
Or 5, maybe?
I think it looks like 4. It kind of looks like my mom's bread dough when it's like not that like tan color, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, when I mix it.
Like it looks
right.
like the dough.
Yeah. So in a little bit, I'm gonna scrape down the sides, and so that everything gets mixed up, because as you can see, it's some of it's starting to get stuck inside of the whisk.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah.
we kind of want that cream to get out of the whisk.
Yeah, because we want it to all mix up, right?
Yeah.
Because we want to get all that good stuff in there. Colin actually did take a little taste of the cream, and what did you say it tasted like?
It tastes like butter.
Tastes like whipped. Well, yeah, I guess.
It tastes like whipped cream mixed with the butter.
Okay.
I hope you're having fun.
Yeah, this is fun. Well, this is how I made it last time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw me make it last time.
I didn't.
No?
Because me and Jana were making Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
Yeah. Right, so we'll show them once it starts separating.
Yep.
All right, so we've let this go for a little bit, and this is what we're looking at now. So, Colin, I'm going to have you unplug the mixer just because we're just, and we are going to... I can't lift it.
Can I try?
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, wait, hold on. Maybe it's... There we go.
Yeah, it's locked.
Is it? All right, so that is what we have right now. So this in the middle is the butter, and on the bottom
is a bunch of heavy whipping cream.
So that is actually the buttermilk. So what we're going to do with the buttermilk is I have a jar right here. We can empty this. We're going to empty the buttermilk into a jar, and we can use that for pancakes, or if there's any recipe that calls for buttermilk, we've got
So do you
fresh
want me
buttermilk.
to unclick the bowl?
So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take this butter out of the little whisk, and I'm going to go wash it over at the sink, okay?
And while you do that, do I take out the bowl?
Not yet. Okay, so now I have my butter in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out, and I have a ice bath right here. So I'm going to try and wash all of the buttermilk out of this butter. The reason why we want it in this like ice bath is to keep it nice and cold so that it doesn't melt in my hands. So I'm just gonna I've got a plate over here. So, all right. Colin's over there looking at me, and Jenna's in the background trying to get him to come over to her. I think she's underneath the table somewhere.
She's funny.
So
She's got a pair of dad socks.
she's got a bit. So Jenna likes to do this thing where she hides my husband's socks underneath
Weird, right?
pillows on the couch. Yeah. It's really funny. He's in on the joke, but it's kind of
So she like
silly.
hides it in the cushions of the couch, in like the pillows. She hides it in his chair.
So when
She's crazy.
we go to clean clean the living room, there's just like a bunch of socks hidden. All right, so we've got our butter over here, big thing of butter, and I am just going to basically squeeze. I have a plate below here to catch it all, but I'm gonna squeeze all of the, or squeeze as much of the milk, buttermilk out as I can. So you really want to squeeze it really well. It's a little bit of a messy procedure to make butter, but it's worth it. I mean, Colin says that it tastes really good. He says he prefers it to the butter that we buy in the store. So the only thing I will say about this though is when you're making the butter, it does come out, it comes out almost like stick butter, so it's like a little hard. So if you want to make it more spreadable, you would have to, you can add like a canola oil or something to it, but just make sure that you're trying to squeeze out as much of that buttermilk as you can.
Like you just add any type of oil and it will like soften it up a little?
Yeah, so like the butter that we have that we spread on like your noodles and butter and stuff, or your on your toast, it's got like some canola oil in it. And the canola oil, I believe, just helps make it more spreadable.
Oh, can I be right here because I'm not even
Yeah. So do you see what it's looking like, Colin?
Yeah.
So it's
It kinda
just really trying to...
It kind of looks like a flat pancake with some handprints on it.
Yeah, it does.
Kind of some butternut squash.
A butternut squash, he says it looks like. I don't know about all that.
No, because when you like mold it into that, when it's bigger at one end and tinier at the other end. Yeah, like that. See,
He says it looks like a butternut squash.
Does it kind of look like a butternut squash to you?
I suppose.
It kind of looks like a yellow potato too.
I suppose.
Maybe a yellow cucumber.
Cucumber, all right.
So
I've gotten a lot. I've gotten quite a bit of this buttermilk out. As I'm squeezing it, nothing is like coming out of it anymore. Really trying to kind of squeeze this, because if you don't squeeze out all of the buttermilk, it will turn rancid, so it won't last in your fridge. I don't know how long it takes for it to turn rancid, but that's what I've read. So I'm going to
wash your hands.
I'm going to wash my hands. My hands are, this is like really cold because you're dealing with ice water.
I like the little thing at the top.
Yeah. All right. So this is how much you can really see. Got some buttermilk in there. I'm just going to discard that. Dumped out all the ice water, and I'm just going to now take some cold water and put it in this basin and rinse the butter in this cold water, because I want to see if it's coming out clear or if there's still some buttermilk left in here. All right. Now, this is, like I said, my hands are freezing.
Experiment time.
Okay, so let's see. I think it's coming out.
Actually, pizza.
It's, yeah, I guess I didn't get all of it. You know, you gotta, you know what, Colin? I'm gonna work on my muscles.
You have to squeeze it in like very hard, because
How am I doing?
even if it toast, you're doing good.
I'm doing good. I think it's starting to come out a little clearer now. Okay.
Now it's starting to look like a pancake.
Now it's really starting to look like a pancake. So we're gonna dump this again.
And we want it to kind of look like a pancake, but so once we mold it, we're gonna want it to look into like a shape of like a regular container, like that we buy from the store. We want it to be in one of those containers. So if you have like one, if you buy one from the store, save that container for your butter so you can put it in that container.
That's a very good idea.
That's what Mommy does.
That's what I do. But unfortunately, I do not have an empty container right now. So we're going to use a Tupperware container, which is fine.
Yeah. Any container that you have will be just good for a butter, because as long as it's in something, I don't recommend a bag.
Colin, can you go and grab me maybe 2 paper towels, please? Because I'm going to next squish this between 2 paper towels to just kind of dry it off a little bit.
Yes, Mom.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I think it's looking good.
Yes, food captain.
Food captain. I've been dubbed food captain.
Yeah.
Okay. we're just gonna put this on here. My hands are very buttery.
Yep.
And we're just going to try and just squeeze out that last bit of buttermilk. And I want to work kind of fast. I'm going to try and work kind of fast because it's warming up in my hands. So now, hey Colin, can you pass me that container that I have over there as well?
The purple one?
No. Yeah, that clear one.
So can show
So-
them what the container looks like.
Yep. So why don't you put the container right there?
So this is what the container will look like.
So
It's
this-
a little what do you shape it? Do you think it is like a rectangle?
Yep. So I'm just gonna put this right in here.
See?
You can put some salt in here if you'd like. You can salt it if you want salted butter. I'm just gonna kind of pop that guy in there, and we're gonna put him in the fridge, and we've got butter. Look at that. We made our own butter.
See?
All done. Easy peasy. So if you have any extra like heavy whipping cream around that you need to know, need something to do with it, you can make your own butter. There you go.
No bags to put them in.
And no bags to put them in. Put them in a container.
Yep. Container
All right.
solid.